Matrixx and Rhodes show fans, we are back with another video. We're going to be talking about Interview with the Vampire, episode number 3. The title of the episode is My Very Nature That of a Devil? Now, one thing that actually confused me, folks, is that they released the first 2 episodes last week. But however, they actually have today's date for episode 2, which actually came out last week. And for the episode I actually watched today, it said October the 16th instead of today, which is actually October the 9th. It kind of confused me because I was thinking, all right, I'm going to check out the episode and give a review. I was actually thinking that it would actually be next week. AMC, I don't know what's up with that, but if you guys actually know, let me know that in the comments. But I watched this episode, and if you guys watched my previous review, I actually said, of course, it's very, very different from the book. However, there was still a lot of tones that kind of felt like the book, except, you know, the time period is different. And then we get to this particular episode right here. Now, I know that some people are actually complaining about the homosexuality in the first 2 episodes, mainly really the first episode. But if you actually read the other books in this show, if they just strictly follow the first book, there's like no homosexuality at all in that one. It really kind of starts in the next book, The Vampire Lestat, and in the 3rd book, The Queen of the Dam. Now, a little bit of backstory on the book. When it comes to Louis and Lestat, the only mention of like homosexuality with them is when they actually go into the concert in 1984 because Lestat is a rock star and Lestat kisses him on the lip. That's pretty much it. Now, the homosexual undertones in the book are mainly, you know, the sensation of a male vampire drinking the blood of another male. Remember, these are vampires. They're not humans. And this episode here, and by the way, folks, the books are not gay erotica books. They're not. They are vampire novels, and the vampires just so happen to be, some of them anyway, homosexuals or bisexuals. In this 3rd episode, folks, they really, I don't like what they did with the relationship with Lestat and Louis. They honestly just put them in an open gay relationship. That was not their relationship in the books. In this episode, Louis, now if you guys remember in the first episode, Louis said that he didn't consider himself a homosexual in the first episode. And if you read the first book, there's no evidence that he's an actual homosexual. None whatsoever. But in this one, he actually said he actually has a thing with this human man. And I don't want to spoil everything, but he said that they experimented before in the past. Well, in the first episode, you said you didn't consider yourself a homosexual. I don't know. Maybe they messed up. Maybe they didn't. But it seems like there was a lot of jealousy between Louis and Lestat based on mainly on Lestat having a female lover in this. Now, this would kind of stick with the books because Lestat is a bisexual male. But they make it seem like Louis is definitely jealous of this. And I had a problem with that because they even had a scene where Lestat tells Louis, hey, we can do what we want to do. Just come home to each other at night. But yet Lestat is also jealous of Louis. So this episode really did dive more into the homosexuality more than any of the other books. They turned this episode really into mainly almost a gay erotica kind of thing when it comes to especially Louis, their relationship. Now, if you guys read the books, you guys probably know where I'm coming from. But also, another thing in this episode as well. One thing that they did touch on that I did like, Louis refusing to kill humans. Now, if you watch the 1994 movie, he talks about eating rats and, animals. And in this episode, he does eat rats. He doesn't want to kill humans. And I like that they actually went that way. Now, in the second episode, I believe he actually said that he doesn't kill anymore. Okay. But in this episode, he does kill a human. He does. And it's really because of the rage. Now, he's actually running a brothel. He's expanding his businesses and things like that. But in the books, the vampires really don't interact with the humans like Louis and Lestat do all the time. Because if you actually do read the books, their skin is pretty pale. Their bodies are pretty hard like stone. But in this show, they don't really mention any humans looking at them and saying, hey, these guys look kind of strange. Their fingernails are different too. In the books, it's supposed to look like glass, but they don't have the glass look in this. They did have the blood tears in the last episode, so I did like that. This episode overall, man, I really didn't like it. I didn't like it because I believe they really, really kind of deviated even more away from the books. They turned this episode into kind of like a gay erotica. Now, I might as well just tell you, Louis is actually meeting with an old friend from back in the day that was actually going into war in World War I, if I'm not mistaken. And this guy, I'm trying to keep it G-rated here for the channel, performs a act on Louis. And they don't show it. You just see Louis' facial expression. Now, if you read the books, guys, the sexual organs of the vampires do not work. They don't work. And it's mentioned there in the books. They don't work. So if Lestat is having relations with a woman or whatever, he has no feeling down there. They don't. It isn't until the fourth book, Tale of the Body Thief, where Lestat actually jumps into a human body that he can actually have sexual relations with a human being. Okay? But they really, really changed that. That deviated from Anne Rice's vampires there. Didn't like it. I mean, this episode was really really like a gay erotic. It really was. But anyway, when Louis does kill, I know I'm all over the place. When he actually does kill a human, it's mainly because he's outraged because, he can read thoughts of these people. And there's all these laws now, and they're trying to run him out of business, back underground. You guys have to watch the show because it's kind of political and everything like that when it comes to that. But Louis is outraged that his business is going under and that this guy actually has something to do with it. And I got to admit, that death scene was pretty cool. That was pretty cool right there. He chops off the guy's ear, slashes his face up, and actually gets shot a couple of times and bullets don't do anything to him. The guy's like freaked out. And it was kind of funny because Louis says, I'll give you a chance to reload. And the guy's like struggling to reload and everything. But then Jacob Anderson, I believe he's a good actor, but I believe in the trailer he says, I'm a vampire. That was the scene in this. And I didn't like the way it landed. I didn't. But at the end of the episode, we get to meet Claudia finally. Because in the book and in the movie, his plantation burned down. Now this time his businesses are burning down because there's like riots and stuff. So that's a bit different right there. And so next episode, we're actually going to get Claudia coming into the midst. But this episode definitely not as good as the first two episodes. Just not. I really did not like this episode. I'm trying to be fair about the show. I was definitely critical of the show when they came out with the trailer because they did a lot of race swapping, time swapping, this era here. If you read the book, folks, Louis and Lestat aren't even around each other at this time. They're not. They break off. I want to say roughly mid 1800s or so in the books, and Louis doesn't see Lestat in the book until 1929, and then Lestat actually falls asleep until 1984 when he becomes a rock star. But anyway, guys, that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? And Matrixx and Rhodes show fans, did you guys enjoy episode 3? I did not. I know some of you guys are probably just coming here for my review, and I will do this review every single week. Until then, guys, that's all I have to say about this episode. It didn't land well for me. It just didn't. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.